So I recently did a full playthrough of Breath of Fire 4 and wanted to do a guide about like the best masters for Ryu. I might want to do guides for other characters as well, but since Ryu's the main character, let's just start with him. And yeah, let's see. Let's go to camp so we can go look at the masters. But in Breath of Fire 4, masters are an important part of character development because they change what stats you gain and level up. They're not available at the right beginning of the game, but as you travel through the game, you'll gain more. I'm not going to go over how you meet them all, but pretty much the order you see on the screen is pretty much like the order you meet them in. Like Rolf's the first one, Stol's the second, Una's the third one. The exception is Momo's usually available before Neomo, but otherwise these are pretty much like the same order you'll meet them in. Like the early game masters will be Rolf, Stol, Una, Neomo, and Momo. Mid game you got Abyss, Marla, Kirik, Gyosil, Lita, and then Khan. That's your mid game. Then Bunyan is super late game. Like, so pretty much, like, you'll see him way later than everyone else. So, yeah, pretty much, though, like I said, Rolf's the first master. Like, no matter what you do, you pretty much want everybody under Rolf when you meet him. And his master's will, haste is actually pretty good. Like, master will is just like a passive skill. But yeah, Rolf, he gives you AP and wisdom, lowers strength, lowers attack power. But again, these are net gains and stats. It's more total stats, so this is a net gain. AP growth is actually not a bad thing on Ryu since his dragon powers can drain his AP pretty fast, so having extra AP growth is not necessarily a bad thing. So next master you'll probably meet is Stol, and again he's speed growth, but yeah, like I said, you might change him to Stol if after that, but otherwise the first master that's like has really good stat growth is Una, and yeah, HP, attack, defense is kind of like said, I pretty much put everyone under Una when I meet her just because she's the first master with good growth. And that's kind of like what you're going to do no matter what path. It's usually Rolf to Una, maybe Stol in the middle, but that's pretty much what you're going to do in the early game. And then from there, you have choices. If you just want Ryu to be a fighter, you'll probably just stick under Una until Kryrik becomes available. Kryrik being the best like fighter trainer, pretty much the best master in overall, like because he has 3 attack per level, plus 25 HP and 2 defense. He does lower speed and AP and wisdom, but like I said, this is generally considered to be the best overall master. So, and this would also be the path you'd do if you just wanted stat maxing. You'd pretty much do Rolf, Tel, Una, and then Kryrik. Stol is optional if you want to do Stol as soon as he becomes available instead of Rolf. That's optional, but that's kind of the go-to path if you want Ryu to be a fighter, or if you want him to be, like, or if you're just going for stat maxing in general. That's the standard path for Ryu. Alternative paths is that when Yomo comes available, you might want to put him under here for like some AP growth and some speed. If you want Ryu to be a thief, like this is important, like stealing in Breath of Fire games, like not just 4 but also 3 and 5, is based on your character's speed versus the enemy speed. So the faster your character is, the better your chance of stealing. So if you want Ryu to be a thief, like I said, raising that speed can help a lot. Like there are some really good items to steal in this game. So having a character who can do that a bit better, like I said, chances of stealing in Breath of Fire 4 is pretty low even with high speed. And yeah, it can be frustrating. So having a character design that you build to make stealing a bit easier can be beneficial in speed. Like I said, not bad. Extra AP is not bad. So you'd pretty much do Neomo for like the whole game if you just want to be a thief. And if you want to be like a mage, though, like you probably would go, like I said, Rolf, tell Una, then Una, tell Neomo, and then you do Neomo, tell Abyss. Abyss is the best mage trainer. She raises AP by 2 per level and wisdom by 4. She lowers attack and defense. So that is a downside, but again, if you want Ryu to be a mage, this could be an option. Plus, you'll have high AP, and AP is used for dragons. A lot of his dragons have good spells, so you can literally be a dragon caster. There's also, like, Ryu doesn't have a lot of, like, spells naturally, but you can teach spells from the masters and stuff, as well as the enemies, but one spell in particular is Flame Pillar, which is a level 3 fire spell. It's single target, does really good damage. If you do all Rolf's quests, you get Flame Pillar. You can put that on Ryu and make him like a mage who like does a lot of damage. Flame Pillar, and if you want to do dragon spells, the mutant one has the best wisdom bonus, has like So I think it's like 175% wisdom, and then like 250% if you evolve it to punk. Like if you just want to do like flame pillar, then you like evolve to like then transform like mutant punk to just be like a flame pillar damage character. Like this is the path to go. But again, his other dragons also have high level spells naturally, so like that's definitely an option if you just want to be a, like I said, major you. Like I said, you do, like I said, Rolf Tell, Una, the Mattel, Abyss. That's the mage path. And if you just want to have as much AP as possible, again, you have a few options. Again, you could probably do Neomo as soon as she becomes available, and then you could keep Neomo. You could go to Abyss, or you could do Marlock, who has the best AP growth in the game, but he does lower everything else. So he's kind of meh. But then there's Gyosil, who raises AP without like really any penalties. He lowers HP a bit, but a lot of people, I do know a lot of people like Gyosil for Ryu, because it's just like I said, AP growth can matter for dragon powers. That is the downside with Una and Cryer because they lower AP. But if you like I said, if you just want Ryu to be a fighter, like AP isn't that important if you don't plan to use the dragons that much. And again, there are AP recovery items, so like I said, wisdom fruits. You can also fish for AP recovery items as well. So yeah, that's kind of like my recommendations. Like I said, Rolf Tell Una Tell Craig is the said that's probably the go-to for most people. Hard to mess up. And again, also for stat maxing, there's not a lot of reason to use these Lita, Connor, Bunyan on Ryu. The other thing about stat maxing, the reason Kryrik's good is that he has the highest HP and defense gains. So in Breathfire 4, like fishing is a huge part of it. Like if you go to a number of towns, there's like one of these Manila merchant guys, and you can buy stamp cards from them for your fish. Like, as you fish, you turn in trade with them, you get these stamp cards. Every 3 stamp cards, you get one of these these stat up items. So there's Magic Shards, which raises AP, Power Food, which raises attack, Swallow Eye, which raises agility, and Fish Heads, which raise wisdom. There are no items that you can buy from here that raise HP or defense. Like, you can get them. I think there's some enemies that drop them, but they're much, much harder to farm. Like, for stat maxing, you pretty much just go to Kryrik as soon as possible, and then just fish for the other stats. Like, because Kryrik's going to help your HP and defense. The other stats you can just raise via fishing. Just go to River, get, like, sweet bunch of stuff, whatever you catch really fast. Because rivers are the fast, but generally the bad way to get a lot high quantity fast and is trading for stamp cards. So that's kind of like if you really want to just try for stat maxing, that's the why Kryrik's generally considered the best. But again, that's a lot of extra work, and I don't think it's necessary. And I think it's just better to decide if you want Ryu to be a fighter, a thief, or a mage, and just kind of go that accordingly. Like it's fine. I think you just do like I said. I just think go one of those. Rolf Tell Una, and then said you go from either after Una you do Neomo or Abyss or Kryrik, depending if you want to be a thief, a mage, or a fighter respectively. I said I think that's the can't mess up too badly. Just like I said. But yeah, not too much more to say on this one. Like I said earlier, I did a full playthrough of Breathfire 4. If you want to see the first episode of that playthrough, check it out down below. As always, thank you for watching.